And now turning to Canada, where anger has boiled over after a policeman who shot and killed a teenage boy walked free. Well, hundreds of people in Canada's largest city have held a demonstration over police brutality and the shooting, which was caught on video and posted on YouTube. The video shows a policeman opening fire unprovoked at the boy who was carrying a knife inside an empty tram. Ontario Special Investigations Unit says 18-year-old Sammy Yatim died from multiple gunshot wounds. Angry protesters say the policeman used excessive force. They also call for justice for the young man and an end to police brutality. Now, the Toronto police officer has been suspended with pay in the wake of the fatal shooting. Ontario's police are now conducting independent investigations. Well, let's switch over to Calgary, joined by Press TV's correspondent Joshua Blakeney. Hi, Joshua. Joshua, bring us up to date on this latest situation. Did the police actually ever give any official account of why they opened fire on this young man like that?
No, the police have merely said that they'll investigate the situation, which is something that will go on for many months, no doubt, and the conclusions might not even get reported in a way that they should be. Of course, the media in this country, their default position tends to be one of defending the police, defending the authorities against the working class in this country. And in this instance, we had a young teenage boy who had a fascination with knives. He collected knives. He pulled one out on a train when he was no threat to the public. He was on his own in a tram carriage, and within minutes he was slain by a gun-toting, black-clad, trigger-happy police officer. And I think this is symptomatic of the way Canada's changing, that the police, they have the wind in their sails due to the reactionary policies of the Harper government, who's, promoting this kind of tough-on-crime agenda, which is giving the police much confidence, and increasingly working class people in this country are scared of the police. They're saying, look, we might be the next person sitting on a train who finds ourselves being riddled with bullets. And that is the reality in this country, that as the shift to the right happens in this country, to the political right, and as the Harper government empowers the police officers, that citizens are going to have to walk around and kowtow to the authorities because they're not going to feel safe. Now, it should be noted that many Western countries, such as Britain until recently, the police officers didn't even carry guns. It's something that's quite noticeable when one comes to North America, in the US and Canada, that the police, all of them, whether at the airport or at bus stations or walking down the street, are armed with guns. And it seems a little bit over the top, and I think that this is the kind of thing that happens where perhaps in a country where the police aren't armed with weapons, they would naturally talk down a situation like this. If a young teenager who doesn't speak English perhaps properly, this was a Syrian, the boy was from Syria, they would talk him down and say, please put your knife down, and it might take an hour, it might take 2 hours, but at least the young man wouldn't end up dead. In the case of this, the police officer drew his weapon and felled this young boy, and he's lost his life, and there's a great indignation throughout Toronto as a result. His friends and family are livid with the authorities for killing this young boy.
I'm sure. Well, thank you so much for being with us, Joshua Blakeney, out of Calgary, Press TV's correspondent there. Well, let's cross over to Sports International and see what Sheena has for us coming up this hour. Hi, Sheena. What's going on?
Thank you, Randy. Good morning. Perry, new kid on the block, Neymar alongside Argentinian ace Lionel Messi. Could the duo form one of the best attacking combinations